Our job is to repolarize the United States against the big monopolies. We should be building an anti-monopoly coalition, a coalition of people who don't agree with each other, but agree on a program that challenges the power of the big monopolies. That's what we need to do. And our job as people living in the center of the empire is to oppose it, to build a working class movement, to oppose it. And if we ain't doing that, we're not doing our jobs. And meanwhile, if there's a situation where we can actually put forward a program to improve people's lives, we should. From the masses to the masses. The masses are the water, and the revolutionaries are the fish. They find out what it is the people want, what it is the people are angry about, and they mobilize them around a program to address that question. That's what we do. That's every group that doesn't focus on alienating the masses. Every group that could actually, in a moment of crisis, gain a foothold among the broad masses of people. And we are up against the breakdown of capitalism. American capitalism is falling apart. Capitalism cannot withstand the computer revolution. Under capitalism, your only value as a worker is your ability to rent yourself out to your boss, to sell your labor power to your boss. And if the boss can get rid of your job with technology, he doesn't need to buy your labor power anymore. And with technology, with the computer revolution, he doesn't need millions and millions of people. However, workers are also consumers. And if he doesn't need millions of workers at the assembly line, pretty soon no one's going to buy his products. And this is the built-in self-destruction mechanism of capitalism. Capitalism creates a situation where the worker can never buy back the product that he produces. He can never do it. Great technological leaps under capitalism lead to massive poverty. And the computer revolution is laying the basis for capitalism to be eradicated. New economy that is emerging in Russia and China and Venezuela and Iran and Cuba. The new alternative where we have governments that organize the economy on behalf of the people, that suppress the power of corporations, that force the economy to serve public good and not the profits of a few. That economy can withstand the computer revolution because it is a rationally organized economy where profits are not in command. They are continuing to rise. Meanwhile, American capitalism is crashing and burning. And we are living in the very last days of American imperialism. We are heading toward the final conflict. We are heading toward the big moment. We're realistic. We're not telling you that CPI is the new vanguard party and we're the Bolsheviks and we're going to be storming the Winter Palace. We're not telling you that. We're not telling you that, that we all by ourselves are going to do it all alone. We're not telling you that. We're telling you that the balance of forces is changing. Society is entering a crisis. And as U.S. society enters a crisis, and as the balance of forces changes, and as this exciting axis of folks that actually have common sense emerges, the moment will be right. This system to be replaced with a rationally organized economy, with production organized for profit. That's the case. We are living in the last days of American imperialism. But right now, our main enemy is the ideology of American imperialism. Because when it gets down to it, the basis of all politics in the United States, philosophical irrationalism. That is what all of the powerful voices in the United States believe, which is this, that might is right, that the weak conspiring to hold back the strong, that the individual is sacred above all else, that there is no actual rational truth, that everything is a matter of perception, that emotions and feelings define reality. Reality is not defined by emotions, feelings, and thoughts. That's what they all believe. If you read Friedrich Nietzsche, he rants about the blonde beast and how colonialism and imperialism is helping us shed the morality of Western civilization, and how, in order to colonize the people of the developing world, the imperialists are becoming more ruthless and more predatory, and how it's once again a struggle of the strong versus the weak. This is what these people believe. That's wrong. And it's wrong in two ways. It's wrong on the economic front because neoliberalism and privatizations and free markets are making the country poorer and poorer and poorer. And it's wrong on the cultural front because we all live in a society and human beings relate to each other in terms of other people. We are social creatures. We are collective creatures. All right. The happiness of one is the happiness of all. The kindness of one is the kindness of all. Compassion is not weakness. It's one of the most beautiful things. It's what holds human beings together. Solidarity, people working together, people learning to listen to each other. This is great. Philosophical irrationalism celebrates the individual. It says there is no truth. It says chaos is the nature of the universe rather than order. This stuff is toxic. And what is the main target of philosophical irrationalism? There are two targets of philosophical irrationalism. The first target is communism and socialism.